The journey, what you take with you. They are 4 years old. He is her first friend, closest she'll ever come to a brother. They teach each other to trust people. Not wrong that first time, they'll be wrong almost every time afterwards. She fights her only fist fight for him. Walter Lewis Rose calls him a name, the way first graders do. Marching around the schoolhouse, 4 or 5 children behind her as entourage, she hurls words at Walter Lewis Rose's face. Walter Lewis throws one punch, knocks the wind out of her. The surprise of not being able to breathe opens up a whole world to her, that one person can do this to another. In 2nd grade, Robert gets the measles. On her way home from school, she reads to him, despite the dark of his bedroom. He bribes her to stay longer than she's allowed to. When his tall, thin widow of a mother gets home from work, she spoons up lime jello, chocolate pudding, a different treat every day to counter the sameness of the afternoons. He listens to her voice, not the words, and falls behind a grade. Her family moves to the country. He goes off to military school. At 16, he's back. He buys an old Waco biplane, flies it without a license. When the airport gets some flack for letting him take off from there, he has to park it in his mother's yard. A pilot, he marries twice. A daughter and son, the second marriage. When Eastern closes its doors without any announcement, he moves to Saudi Arabia to keep the money coming in. Years later, she runs into Bill Shaver from Hamilton Avenue at a Faulkner conference in Oxford, Mississippi. He tells her hometown news. Robert is home with a tour bus parked in front of his mother's house. His arrival would be like Hannibal's army on a march, elephants in front. She calls. He comes for the conference's final night. He still has the gimpy-legged, cocky walk of a skinny-ass boy. After downing 3 margaritas in 5 minutes, he eats steak, throws up in the john before the farewell banquet ends. She has paid for the drinks and the steak. It is his way of keeping a woman from buying him dinner, the gills of a gentleman. He sleeps through the evening speaker, wakes up to say he's heard it before. She's furious, having waited all week to watch this genius of a woman snatch Faulkner from the hands of all the assembled academic castigators. They sleep in her Holiday Inn bed, in their clothes like children. He calls her late one Sunday night, slurry drunk. His daughter needs $3,000 worth of braces. Why is someone in Earle, Arkansas, drinking in his office, a trailer in back of his mother's house on respectable Hamilton Avenue, calling someone sitting in a cramped apartment in Bakersfield, California? What is she supposed to say to a man who has heard it all before? Approaching 60, she is out of things to offer. A Hester Prynne, people call her when things go badly, never if they're going well. The airline compound in Saudi had a cozy social life. When Robert was forced into early retirement because of growing deafness, his wife had already lined up a younger pilot. Hiring herself a whole stable of Detroit lawyers, she and the children stayed in Saudi with a new husband and daddy. Robert was put out to pasture, hobbled for whenever she might need him. He says he misses his children. Then get custody, she says. He explains his ex-wife is a good mother. How can a pathological liar be a good mother, she asks. He's deaf to the scorn, so she screams, "Why have you called me? You picked her. I was never paid a penny of child support. I hate this woman." He needs a pathological truthmonger about as much as he needed the liar he had. But she may be as close as he has ever come to a sister. He's stubborn, was born that way. She's reckless, always has been. Stubborn and reckless, they have gone through more than 100 years between them. Mixed up with the stars is their mongrel faith. The blinking lights planes carry with them through the dark. The first touching down of wheels on the runway. Hannibal taking his elephants through the Alps. The level earth. Carthage, the lap of the Pietà.